Welcome to Horizon Smart Factory 2021. My name is Colin Flynn and I'll be your host for today's event. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Inline perfect binding systems on demonstration here on our Horizon Innovation Park showroom floor. Now we're going to see 4 different systems today. We're going to see collaborations with Ricoh, with Miyakoshi, Screen, and Riso. While we've already had our in-depth demonstrations on the Ricoh and the Miyakoshi lines, tomorrow we will be doing an in-depth one-on-one demonstration on the Riso robot arm production line at 1 o'clock Japan Standard Time. And we'll also be having an in-depth demonstration on our Screen system on the 21st at 3 p.m. Japan Standard Time. So with our inline perfect binding solutions today, our goal is to create streamlined workflows, reduce touch points, and therefore reduce labor costs and higher productivity. Let's hop on over to our first solution. Our first solution is in collaboration with Ricoh to produce short run and book of one jobs completely inline. When I say completely, I do mean completely. From our book blocks to our cover printing, everything is included in a streamlined system, which means we have 0 touch points from the time we press start on the printer to when we're picking up our finished books at our delivery section. Now this is what is called a book block driven workflow. So our book blocks printed on our first press are going to determine the covers that are printed on our second press, which means we have trouble-free matching of our book blocks and of our covers. Something that can happen to any production is mixing those 2 up and having to repeat the whole process again. So to go into a little bit more detail about our presses today, I'm joined by my friend Annie from Ricoh, who's going to take over from here. Annie, please.
Thank you. So welcome to Ricoh Inline Perfect Binding Solution. Today we have Ricoh Pro C7000S to print book cover and Ricoh Pro C90-200 to print body sheets. First, let me introduce these Ricoh production printers and then move to Horizon system. Okay, let's start Pro C70-200S. There are 3 key features. One is outstanding quality. The print speed is 95 ppm for A4 long edge feeding and 53 ppm for A3. And this productivity keeps up to 360 GSM. This model realizes high image quality of 2400 by 4800 dpi with pixel technology and smooth image quality with AC development system. Second point is advanced workflow. Ricoh unique sensing technology realizes auto calibration and auto registration adjustment. In addition, real-time front-back registration during the job is supported to make printing workflow more efficient. The third one is the biggest feature, extra value with special color. C70-200 5-color model supports special color, white, clear, neon pink, neon yellow, invisible red, and custom red to support China unique demand. Also, from April 2021, new color, gold, and silver have launched to our lineup. So you can use CMYK and one special color, and this special color can be replaced to another one by yourself. So Ricoh 5-color model can expand your business capability with various design and various application. Today, we use gold toner for this comic cover. Okay, so next is Pro C90-200. There are also 3 key features. One is more productivity. This model has top class productivity, 135 ppm for A4 long edge feeding and 55 ppm for A3. Second point is enhanced reliability. The mainframe have two separate units, imaging module and fusing module. This configuration realizes stable image quality to minimize heat impact during a long-run job. Also, we provide accurate registration with swing and swift technology and enhanced color consistency with auto color diagnosis technology. Then last point is a versatile media support. So this straight paper path layout support heavy media up to 470 GSM and 0.6 millimeter thick media. Also, elastic intermediate transfer belt supports special substrate like these textured media. So with these technologies, Ricoh production printers open the door for new business opportunity for you. So thank you. That's all from Ricoh side. So I'll move to Horizon System. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that explanation, Annie. So now you may be saying to yourself, Colin, we have a wonderful press here, printing both our book block and our covers connected in line with our binder. And I see that we're producing variable thickness and variable finish size books in line as well. How could this be possible? Well, the man who's going to explain the magic behind this system is our friend Yasuo Taketsugu-san, who's going to take it over from here. Taketsugu-san, please.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Yasuo Taketsugu from Horizon International. As Colin mentioned, it's not really a magic or rocket science, but I will tell you how we are producing Book of One or ultra short run production using this system. As everybody mentioned, this time we are configuring book block printer, Ricoh Pro C9200 press. And then for the covers, we are connecting Pro C7210S. And having this printer in line, we are achieving Book of One or ultra short run production possible. So let's take a closer look at the system one by one. So over here is our seat buffering module. As you can see, the paper is coming in. This is actually first in, first out system. But the nice thing about this system is this can work as a buffering unit. What's the buffering is, sometimes, the binder get jammed or need to be stopped. And then if it is a regular inline system, that connect to the hard stop for the printing press. That is actually not reasonable. But having this one, we can continue to print up to 100 seats or 15 millimeter height, and we can recover the downstream before until it keep printing until it recovers. Sorry. So after the buffering unit, this is the book block stacker where we receive the seats and then accumulate as a book block. Probably you can see right now the paper is coming in, and once the book block is completed, it is going to be exit into here. Just wait for some moment. I think it's coming in soon. But after the book block is completed, it's there. Oh, you can see the book block is coming in now. And this book block is delivering into the puppet binders. And then it is going to the puppet binder, and then the cover is printed, and then the book block will be completed. So I want to talk a little bit trick how we are achieving this solution. And this time we are doing the book block trigger inline system. What is book block trigger is, we recognize the barcode for the book block and then to send the information to the cover printer. So I'm going to close to the cover printer right now. So over here is the cover printer. So as mentioned, the book block barcode is triggered, the cover printer to print. And then over here, please. this is another buffering unit. This is actually accumulate the cover seat and then transport to the right angle section and then deliver to the puppet binder. Okay. So this is how we are achieving the book block trigger system. Okay, so this is actually it, how we are achieving this system today.
Thank you very much, Taketsugu-san. So as you can see, in this small, compact footprint, we've been able to not only print our book blocks, print our covers, but also eliminate any sort of mismatching errors between our book block and our covers because they're printed at the same time, but also drastically reduce the number of touch points in our production process. So we're going to head over to our next solution, which is a collaboration with Miyakoshi and their high-speed inkjet web press, as well as their two new semi-finishing units, which is a plow folding unit and a book block making unit as well. Now this is going to be running in line with our loose sheet book block feeder, our 4-clamp perfect binder, BQ500, and our zero make ready 3-knife trimmer, HT1000V. Now on this system, we're going to be producing 3 different books, which are variable data, variable thickness, and variable finish size as well. And this is done completely in line without any sort of changeovers that need any sort of operator intervention. Everything is done automatically, driven by barcodes. So this is going to be perfect for your type of short run or book of one work. And to talk to us a little bit about the Miyakoshi side of things, I'm joined by Sawa-san from Miyakoshi, who's going to take the torch from here. Sawa-san, please.
Hello, I am Ayaka Sawa, printing Miyakoshi printing machinery. I am going to introduce our new inkjet printer MJP20XE and variable book block production machine MVB10A, which all made by Miyakoshi. This is the model strongly supports short time orders from customers with printing to book block production at 160 meters per minute. I'd like to explain 5 outstanding features. Firstly, design of system. Our designers have reconsidered the component layout from the scratch and achieved the smallest design in the market. The machine is approximately 15 meters length, 2.5 meters width, and 2.3 meters height. Moreover, the overall length is short, so it contributes to reduce waste paper. Secondly, the features of printer. This printer has high speed and precise transporting technology, which Miyakoshi has been developing for business form industry for decades. Combination of 1200 dpi printers and new water-based pigment ink enables high-quality printing. Thirdly, new Miyakoshi DFE, specialized for production inkjet printers. It allows you to output with high quality at high speed on the fly. Fourthly, full automation of job switching of book block production machine. In order to solve the issues such as insufficient skilled operators and improving capacity utilization, we implemented presetting function, which memorizes optimized setting for each job beforehand to minimize the operator's manual work when switching jobs. Presetting information includes them. You can change all of the settings at once on the panel. Preparation time for next job is shortened. Fifthly, although a combination of an ink printer and book block production machine, all made by Miyakoshi, brings higher processing accuracy, you have more choices of configurations. For instance, using it offline, connecting to other company's machine, or introducing a necessary module only. Next, let's look at the machine. Now we are making A5 and B5 size booklets randomly at 100 meters per minute. I will tell you the configuration again. From the right side, there is an unwinder here, which has an edge guider to make paper transport straight. Then duplex in 1 tower full color inkjet print unit. This is an inkjet unit. After printing on the front, paper goes through the first dryer drum. Next, prints on the back and through the second dryer drum. This is vertical perforator for fold marking, and it has 3 perforators. They are automatically shifted. Then fold it once or twice in accordance with the lines at plug folder. The folder positioning is also automated. After that, paste glue on paper. And the paper are cut precisely by chop cut method. Of course, the timing is automatically changed by preset information. Through the conveyor, goes into star wheel stacker, and sheets are arranged in piles by automated jogger and stopper. Then press to stick together like this. Book blocks are made here, and they are handed to Horizon system automatically. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sawa-san. And I just did a little bit of math and a little bit of measuring. It only took me 30 steps to walk from the start of our unprinted roll to our book block creation here. So if you're looking to get in 10,000 steps every day, this is not the system for you. We're much too compact for that. So now we're going to head over to the other side, and I'm going to cross this bridge and visit my friend Yuichiro Day, who will explain the horizon side of the finishing process. Here we go. Nice to see you again. So here we are at the horizon side of our book production system, where we're going to talk about how we can save your operators time and touch points by doing automated changeovers and automating all of the processes and settings in the system. To walk us through that is our friend Yuichiro Day, who's going to take it over. So Day-san, please.
Thank you, Corin. Hello everyone, my name is Yuichiro Day, and I will introduce our horizon binding system. And okay, so right now, as introduced by Corin and Sawa-san, we are producing 2 different sizes, B5 and A5 books. But actually, they are different in thickness as well. Okay, and in this configuration, the Miyakoshi book block maker is able to handle up to 600 book blocks per hour. And our perfect binder, BQ500, is able to produce up to 800 books per hour when configured inline to this loose book block feeder. And this time, the book block produced by the Miyakoshi is already pre-glued, so they are sticking together. And this is absolutely no problem for our book block feeder to handle. However, this book block feeder is also able to handle loose book block sheets. Therefore, if you have any specific jobs that requires printing by your cut sheet printer, like A4 landscape or very small sizes, you can bring your cut sheet book block and hand feed from the conveyor here. So while you can enjoy the benefit from the inline configuration, you can still enjoy the flexibility as a system for the finishing processes. And the binding process is continuing. We have a barcode reader here. This barcode reader is actually reading the barcode printed on the book blocks. And another barcode on the cover sheets containing the same information is scanned, and we are verifying the matching between the book block and the cover sheets. So this is ensuring the quality of the books we are producing. And while the machine is producing, let's have a look inside. So there we have 2 jogging stations, which gives a vibration to the book block, and also air supply from the bottom, and the guide is pushing. And we are making sure the accurate alignment of the book block. And this is how we are ensuring the high quality book production, even with the cut sheet books. Okay, so then let's go over to the 3-knife trimming. So after the books are bound, going through the cooling conveyor, and those books are transported to our zero make ready 3-knife trimmer, HD1000V. And here we have the final books, different sizes, but after binding, they are the same sizes. Actually, this zero make ready 3-knife trimmer is scanning the barcode on the cover sheets at the infeed section and changing the format on the fly. And this is how we are accommodating different sizes from the inline system. And thanks to the inline configuration, we can keep the operation with the minimum number of operators, and the touch point can be reduced a lot. But thanks to the improved functions from individual machines, we can achieve high quality final books like this. So this system will maximize your efficiency in your perfect binding production. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dae-san. We're going to head over into our print laboratory, where we're going to see another high-speed inkjet web press running in line with the Horizon smart binding system. So our next collaboration is with Screen, where we have created a cover-driven workflow. In a cover-driven workflow, as opposed to our Ricoh line, we first print our covers offline. Now this is going to allow us to laminate our covers, emboss our covers, print our covers, and any sort of embellishment that you may have with your normal workflow. Now when you're doing that type of embellishment or post-processing, your operator is going to need to manually collate your covers before putting them into the binder and match them up with a predetermined job list. That's going to allow for operator error to sneak into the workflow. With our system here, since we're printing our covers first, pre-flighting them to verify our stack order and content, and then creating a job list to send to the upstream printing press, we can eliminate those errors and also have touch point free production from start to finish. To talk about the Screen side of things, I'm joined by Suzuki-san, who's going to take over from here. Suzuki-san, please.
Okay. We will introduce how we produce diversified small lot jobs like Book of One in more smart and efficient way. We will demonstrate on-demand book production using 7 Japanese essay titles in multiple finished formats. Web 2 print platform and MIS system work together to process orders. And Screen Smart Job Binder and Equals automate optimized job creation and pre-press processing. In this demonstration, there are 3 key features. First, producing book blocks by the order of covers. Second, value creation for publishing industry. Third, labor saving for picking and sorting. First, producing book blocks by the order of covers. Actually, this is very important for on-demand book production. Please look at this. When various treatments such as lamination and burnishing need to be done after printing, the covers would become random order during this offline process. So operators always have to make sure that the covers and book blocks are in right order to make right pairs. We can reduce this labor by reading job ID in front of the perfect binder BQ500 and equal smart job binder intelligently reflect and the system will produce book blocks according to the cover order. Second one is value creation for book printing. This figure shows end-to-end solution. First is ordering. Second is printing and finishing, which is main production. Third is shipping. And this is the difference flow compared to conventional printing and high-speed inkjet data printing. Target is digitalization, high productivity on small lots and stockless. We provide the purpose of transformation in each step, expanding business by using digital, decreasing operation costs, waste reduction. This changing will be bringing the money to your company in future. Third, labor saving for picking and sorting. In offset printing process, a lot of people are required for sorting and shipping process. With a continuous feed inkjet printer, it can print books by destination and can dramatically reduce this labor. Next, we introduce our monochrome digital inkjet printer named TruePressJet 520 HD Mono that is capable of high definition printing, but with this extremely compact body. The ink is screened SC ink, which can directly print on wood-free and coated paper. Printing speed is up to 150 meters per minute. Also, the printer's control panel can be operated with a tablet. So, for example, it can be operated from the near finishing machine. That's all for screen. From now on, Colin-san, please explain smart binding system.
Thank you very much, Suzuki-san. So we're running inline with our smart binding system today, which is going to allow us to reduce the number of blank pages at the end of the book by changing up our folding pattern on the fly. First, we have our paper come through our Hunkler web buffer generation 8 into our cutting system, the Hunkler CS generation 8. We're based on barcode information. We're cutting and changing the length of our sheet in order to change our cutting size. We have a barcode reader at the entrance of our folder, which is telling us what type of folding pattern we need to perform. We can perform, I believe, 8, 12, 4, 16, many different patterns, and today we're running with 18 and I believe 12-page signature folding. We have a buckle folding system, where after folding, we verify that each signature has a proper folding pattern and we don't have any skewing. If we have skewing, then we'll drop and reject those papers underneath. And our book block stacker, our signatures have their barcodes scanned, are glue tacked, and then stacked and pressed. You can see on our screen here that we're tracking every signature coming through to see we're not missing any signatures in a book. And in our upstream system, if we have any books to be rejected, let's say there was a printing error, then we'll receive that information and we'll reject that bad book down below here before it enters our binder, so we can catch mistakes before they happen. As our books enter our buffer conveyor, they come up to feeding height via an elevator conveyor before heading into our book block feeder. Here we caliper our books for thickness to perform automatic changeover, and we also scan our barcode on top page of our signature. And what that allows us to do is just double check that we have the correct book block and cover matching. If we rejected a book block at our stacker because of a printing error, we'll reject that book block out here so it's not wasted and we can reuse it later. after our books come out onto our cooling conveyor, they're going to move up into our zero make ready HT1000V 3-knife trimmer. At the entrance we have a barcode which is reading all of the job information, including the untrimmed size and finished trim size, to automatically set up our book block based on that information. So we can go from A4 size finish to A5 size to finish, and even go up to 65 millimeters worth of thickness on our book blocks, all the way down to 1 millimeter, completely in line with zero operator intervention. In our delivery section, we have a brand new unit on display here today. As we're scanning our book blocks at the entrance to our trimmer, we're scanning those and we're actually writing a batch file connected to our cases here, so that when the books enter, we'll see them enter in a moment. As our books enter, we can simply scan the code on the top of our cartons when we reach our shipping or our packaging or our sorting operation, and that way we know exactly what's inside every single crate. Now today we are running inline with our pre-feeder and our scanner for our covers, but there's no reason that we couldn't also run it nearline as well. In that case, we would be scanning our covers, and we would be sending that batch file for roll-to-roll printing over on the press. From there, we would take our pre-flighted, scanned, and stacked covers and the roll as a set over to a nearline bindery for finishing on a Horizon roll-to-book production system. So as you can see, by scanning our barcodes and our covers first and creating that print data, we have trouble-free matching of our book blocks and of our covers as well. So at our next solution, we're working with Ricoh to produce an inline book production system with our single clamp binder, the BQ270V, and ice trimmer HT300 3-side trimmer. Automation comes in all shapes and sizes, and this is one of the most compact ones that we have here on our demonstration floor today. To talk to us about the upstream printing side of things, I'm joined today by Mr. Rocky from Riso, who's going to walk us through one of their brand new presses, the Valzus T2010. Rocky, please take it away.
Thank you. So I will introduce the points of Valzus T2100. The first point is high productivity. T2100 can print in full color at 320 pages per minute as A4 long edge feed. And continuous printing is possible by equipping with double tray feeder, double trace stacker, or following Horizon seed buffer module. As for the eco-friendly, T2100 uses oil-based pigment ink that dries by penetrating into paper. So there's no need a heater, no user device. Therefore, the system requires less energy consumption. And because there's no drying module, the system can be made and simple. So it's very small footprint. Also, as for the initial installation, there's no need to require the ventilation duct or three-phase power supply, because there's no heat source that generates the hot air and steam. So that allows you to install T2100 with ease. As for the operability, oil-based ink does not swell the fibers of the paper, so it does not paper curl. And that will be good for post-processing applications such as book binding application. And lastly, there is no heat source, so even if the paper jam occurred, it is not necessary to wait for removing jammed paper before the system cools down. So that resulting in less time loss. Okay, from here, I introduce the book contents solution using T2100. The first point is it's truly on-demand printing. For example, you can print from just one book with minimum waste, thanks to a good point of cut sheet machine. The second point is that it is also a good point of the cut sheet machine, and it's easy to replace the paper. So even if it is need to replace the, no, not yet, replace the paper for each book, but you can use different tray of double tray feeder. So you can set the different tray in advance, so it's easy. And when you set it, the loading slot is open, so it's easy to load the paper. The last point is that T2100 can print up to a margin of 1 millimeter. So if you print barely inside of the book spread, you can print 2-page spread print without trimming. Okay, I'll introduce some real example in the market. This book is actually sold online. The cover itself is printed by other company, but the contents is printed our company. And of course, the perfect binded by Horizon Perfect Binder. Let me show you other examples. One is the reference book used in the universities. The other example is that it's a training book for company education, company employees in retail industries. So lots of people using our machine for this kind of application. That's all for the explanation of T2100. Thank you, Colin.
Thank you very much, Rocky. So as you can see, we have a very compact, very efficient, very cost savings automated production here. And that's really going to benefit anybody out there who's having trouble either finding new people to replace the workers that are leaving the workforce, or even holding on to the ones that they have. The workers you have now are more important than ever, and you want to make sure that they are doing the most valuable work possible. More complicated work that requires more thinking than simply putting a book block into a binder. To talk about how we've automated that process through robotic technology, I'm joined by the world famous Keisuke Nakai, who's going to take us through the horizon side of the finishing process. Nakai-san, please.
Thank you. After printing, we are making book block here. Please have a look there. The printed sheet comes one sheet by one sheet. So after all the sheet in book blocks, robot arm picks up and measure thickness, put it into clamper of the binders. Normally, we need operators. Operator have to stay here and make this working. But this work is repetitive work, simple work. So we thought robot can do this. Robot never get hangover, robot never sleep, robot never get sick. He is working 24/7. They are working harder than me. So what operator can do is we can find something more creative, more complicated working. So instead of doing here. After making a book transport through this conveyor, and let's go and goes to 3-side trimmer and finish the 3-side trimming. And this is the finished book. We have producing 5 different kinds of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kinds of books. A notebook. This is a Japanese famous novelist. Internal guidebook, educational books. So this is a entrance level smart binding system because this is a 1 clamp binder is configured in the system. So this system is suitable for more wide range of few low volume products. So if you are interested in, we have another detailed demonstration tomorrow. Please book this book production system. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nakai-san. And yes, you can see we're able to go and produce our books or our reprints or any sort of labor-intensive task using robotic arms and coming straight up there onto our cooling conveyor belt and then into our trimmer. So this has been a brief tour of our inline perfect binding solutions from Horizon, and we're going to be having another in-depth demonstration on this I believe tomorrow at 1 o'clock, so please make sure to sign up for it. We also have many other events until this Friday, so after we say goodbye today, we will have that timetable and schedule of events on the screen for a couple of minutes for you to go see. And of course, you can check out our time schedule on our event homepage or by searching for Horizon International on Facebook or LinkedIn and following the links from there. Thank you very much for joining us today. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and finishing first with Horizon. Thank you.